Hi, this is Susan Bradley Bortfield. Welcome to Soul Speakers Series, and I am so excited today for my special guest, Jason Richardson of Authentic Meditations. And yay! Hello, Jason.
Hey, Susan, thank
Hello.
you.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. So, Jason is like seriously, Partners at Play came about in a conversation that I had with Jason when I was talking about my vision for the future. So he is near and dear to my heart. And we have had the opportunity to play together and co-create and collaborate in some different ways. And today we're going to be talking about his amazing gift of of healing using frequency and tones and music, hypnotherapy, and how he has this amazing ability to put everything together in such a way that just uplifts you, that aligns you, and that puts you in a space of optimal health. So I'm really, really excited to talk to him today. Welcome.
Thank you, Susan. I appreciate that introduction so much. Uh, and likewise, and it's been a pleasure to connect with you and to watch you grow into becoming who you are in Partners at Play has been amazing, and to be a part of that as a emerging emerging healer, an emerging uh, coach and hypnotherapist, sound healer
Yeah.
has been amazing to share that with you. So thank you for all that you've done for me and everybody in our group and the Partners at Play group. It's just been an amazing experience.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So like I'm crazy for your sound healing, and your meditations are so powerful. I just love everything that you put into the world, and just watching you really step away from the multiple businesses, right? Brick and mortar businesses that you have, into really owning and nurturing and aligning with that side of you, that more authentic
Yeah,
side,
yeah, definitely.
right?
Yeah.
Um, and, could you just tell me and tell the audience, like, a little bit about yourself,
Yeah.
and how you got into sound healing and hypnotherapy?
Oh, well, definitely. I'd love to. I got in to the sound healing and the hypnotherapy or the guided healing visualizations that happens when we're guided into our subconscious mind. Uh, back into, I guess it was 2005, 2006. And I'm married to my beautiful wife, Allison, since 1994. I guess that's going on 23 years, maybe. That's coming June.
Yes.
And we have 5 kids. And at the time, when I first started my journey to wellness, we had 3 kids. Uh, but I was struggling emotionally at that time with depression and just trying to like define myself as like who is Jason, because I've tried so many things throughout my life to fit in and be accepted and to feel good. And a lot of the things that I've tried and I've done I've really loved, and I was so glad I had those experiences. But when I went into the self discovery of myself, and started out with reading the Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, which I talk about all the time.
And I just bought
Yeah,
yesterday.
beautiful, beautiful man and a beautiful family that he's created deliberately. And he talks about being the deliberate creator of your life and taking responsibility for your life and owning your life. And I'd never really been taught that, as coming from my background and the separation of my mom and dad and the splitting up of the children and everybody was blaming everybody, right? My mom would blame my dad would blame my mom, and grandparents would blame them, so nobody was taking responsibility for their life. And so that's how I was raised, was that everything was always somebody else's fault, and as soon as I picked up that book and I can't remember exactly what the passage was, but it talks about taking responsibility for your life and being a deliberate creator of your life. And as soon as I heard deliberate creator of your life, I thought, oh my God, it just resonated so much with me.
That,
So yeah,
that's so true, right? It's because we are 100% responsible for what we create, for how we respond, for how we show up in the world. And, you know, um, that's just such an important message because so often many people are looking for somebody else to solve their inner conflicts, their inner doubts and fears. But
yeah,
when you can go within and realize that you are the master of your own
yes,
creation,
yes, yeah,
right? It
yeah.
opens up this whole new world and magic happens.
Yeah, it completely begins to change your life and the way that you perceive the world and yourself as a human, and your human experience, this soul or this massive energy that's animated by God or the universe or all that is, or however you want to define it. This energy that's in this body, we get to choose. And unfortunately for so many of us growing up as children and through the dream of the world or the dream of our community, the dream of our household, we're conditioned otherwise, and it's really nobody's fault. It's just kind of the way it's always been, right? So our parents learn it from their parents, or our teacher learns it from their teacher, the coaches learn it. So the majority of most people's upbringing is conflicted, uh, I guess, ideology of what life is and how to define it. So they end up running in a circle.
Right, right, right. So, right, like we were brought up to follow the herd,
Yeah.
right? And to look outside of ourselves for the problem, not even the solution, right? We're
Yeah.
always taught like, so what went wrong? What happened? What did you do? What's the problem? And so we were conditioned to ask disempowering questions as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
So how did you get into like the musical end of
Well,
things, and what made you think about frequencies and healing and how they were connected?
as I explored back to the Four Agreements, as I explored it, and you get closer to the end of the book, Don Miguel Ruiz brings you through some guided meditations or and the idea of meditation. So the first and foremost was the meditation, and the whole idea was to begin stilling your mind. And as you teach mind chatter course, you teach
Yes.
and that's what Don Miguel Ruiz really focuses on, is the mind chatter and how the mind becomes a runaway horse, and it has a life of its own, and then it starts wanting to conceptualize and bring into the screen of the mind scenarios.
Yes.
Not only scenarios, but then take you from a scenario to a past life, or not a past life, but a past event in your life that didn't work out right. So you're running these scenarios and these events. How do you stop that from happening? Was through meditation. So first,
Yeah.
what brought me there was discovering meditation through the particular book, The Four Agreements. As I moved on, I discovered guided meditations and nature sounds, and those were really soothing. And I loved doing guided meditations. You know, I loved guided meditations and being guided into that place. And
Your meditations are so amazing. They're just so powerful. Like immediately, I feel my whole body just relax, go into just such a deep relaxation. I,
well, I appreciate that.
I really,
Um,
really love your, and what I love about Jason's meditations is everything is created by him. There's no stock music or stock frequencies or anything like that. He creates everything. So that, and you feel it when you're listening to his meditation. And as you know, I was bedridden for a year and I healed through um, frequency music um, and healing, right? Healing,
yeah,
right? So, you know, this was before I knew you, but this is why I get so excited because I know the power, right? I was
yeah,
on 22 pills and a pain patch, and now here I am having the opportunity and the
yes,
honor to interview you. And I'm just so passionate about what you do that I just want to share it with the world, right? Like
well,
everybody needs to experience
I
it.
appreciate that. And the frequency is that powerful. And as I started learning about it and how to incorporate that with the meditations, uh, I started feeling the results of my own, meditations within myself. So I appreciate that. And all the, when I create the meditations, that is the intent that I put out. I mean, I go into a meditative state when I write the music, or when I'm editing and bringing everything together. I'm connected to my higher self, my higher source, and that's a big part of what I do when I'm working with my clients one on one, and we're working with tone or a guided healing visualization, or hypnotherapy, uh, and I incorporate the tones. That's the intention, and so I discovered that through the solfeggio scale, the ancient solfeggio scale, that each frequency it resonates with a certain energy center in the body. And we have, starting with the traditional chakra center, we would have like 396 hertz, which is going to resonate with the Mulabandha chakra, or the root chakra.
Right.
And yeah,
And and that because we're mostly water, right? We're like 80% water. So when you use the tuning forks, it's kind of like this vibration that happens within the body and it aligns us.
yeah, and yeah, it happens within the body. It aligns the body, and it also helps to align the etheric body, or some people would call it the biofield, or the human aura. And the energy is that radiates out of our body and radiates out of, especially our energy centers, will have holes in them, and these frequencies help to soothe and smooth and comb out those holes inside and outside the body.
Right. And on a cellular
On
level,
the cellular level, yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah, they cause the inside cells to vibrate to that frequency. They want to naturally vibrate at that frequency.
Now, I don't want to make any, we're not medical doctors and we're not psychiatrists or therapists, but for me personally, being on 22 pills and a pain patch and told by the doctors that my next step was having a pain pump surgically implanted in my body,
Yeah,
right? And for me, during that time, I was bedridden and I was reconnecting to my higher self and my guides and my angels and just reconnecting. You know, I knew that my body had the ability to heal itself
Yeah.
if it was assisted. And I was guided to do, to connect with my earthbound guide, Jared Hewitt, and um and he, you know, and I did frequency music and healing tones. And it was very soon after that I was able to release the pills and the pain patch. And I began to heal on a pretty quick pace, right? Now, I'm
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
promising everybody that will happen for you, but what I'm saying, it did happen for me. And that's, there's so much power in
Oh,
the
it's
human
amazing.
body, right?
Yeah. It's amazing. Yeah. I've worked with a gentleman that had migraines, and he was had a car accident when he was young, and as a result of the car accident and some damage to the skull and the brain, that he had developed migraines. And I mean, the pills that they'd give him would help, but they would knock him out, and you know couldn't always take him when he needed to take him when he'd have a migraine. And we built him a meditation using some of the deeper frequencies. I think I used one. He's 174 and 285. Yeah, 174 and 285 with the deeper frequencies. Which, can you hear that?
Oh yeah, I heard that. I feel it because I'm so in tune to frequency, like
Yeah,
I could feel it.
yeah. And he's able to listen to it when he needed to, and he still uses it. And I actually use some brainwave entrainment, which were binaural beats, and to take him into an alpha brainwave state, or actually a
Mhm.
low alpha, kind of theta border alpha brainwave state, to where he could still function and focus on what he's doing without having to worry about going to sleep. And with the frequencies playing with that, uh, really soothes. He just gets relief, instant relief.
So could you explain the energy centers, because we know that we have like the seven chakras,
Yeah,
right? Pretty much everybody knows we have seven chakras, but we actually have many more points of light. Is
yeah,
that true?
yeah, yeah. That's true. And I work with nine of them. So the lower frequencies or actually there's an energy center at the feet. That when we're standing, that there's a center of energy at our feet that grounds us, and then there's another a center of energy at our knees, uh, that
Okay.
are located in that area. And then we go up to the root chakra, and then to the sacral chakra. And the root and the sacral chakra are where I do a lot of work in those areas, because that's where a lot of our survival instincts, our instincts to reproduce as humans,
Mm-hmm.
and then the traumas and the emotional blocks that are involved with the stigmas and everything that and just our really, it's just our root survival system. Those two chakras are so tied in with just our root survival, that
Mm-hmm.
so much fear is stored in them. And generally, if somebody's stuck and they're not moving forward in life, there's going to be some work to do in both of those energy centers for sure. For me personally, that has been where I've been blocked the most myself. Was in my root chakra, being a father and a husband, a provider for my family.
Mm-hmm.
So that
A
survival
lot.
instinct right there. So I've really, and I still work on,
Mm-hmm.
those works. And then we go to our solar plexus, our power center. That's the next one. And then our heart center, where we are able to, and it's funny because most people have kind of a half open heart or a three-quarters open heart, where most people are able to give love to
Mm-hmm.
other humans. and they love their family, they love their kids, they love their mother and their father.
Yeah.
Okay, and all this, but with their ability to receive love and to give
Yeah.
themselves self love, a lot of times the heart's blocked. You know, a lot of people feel unworthy of receiving, and
Mm-hmm.
so that's the heart center. Actually resonates to a frequency of 639 hertz. Uh, we move up to the throat center, which is blue, and resonates to a frequency of 741 hertz. And of course, a lot of people, that's where our ability to speak our truth lies, and
Yes.
to speak our truth, to stand up for ourselves, and to allow ourselves to be seen and heard. So when our throat chakra is out of balance, we tend to withdraw, uh,
Right. And not
and
say anything,
not say anything. Yeah.
which is,
Speak up if we're in somewhere or a meeting, or if
yeah,
we're in business and we don't agree with something. We might just,
right.
you know,
And it's okay to not agree.
yeah, it's fine.
In fact, we encourage it if you do not agree to own it and to be okay with
Yeah.
it.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's where expansion comes from. That's
Right.
where ideas come from. You know,
Right.
it's like, well, I don't know that if I agree with that. What do you agree with? Well, I don't know, but it's not that, and then collaboration happens, and everything. It's how you express it. So,
Right. Imagine if the Wright brothers listened to people that
yeah.
thought they were crazy that this big metal thing could fly, right? What if they listened? So it's okay to not agree and just do your thing. So when I was, you know, bedridden and I was going to the doctors and they were like, "What are you feeling?" I'm like, "I'm feeling like my energy is stuck. I'm feeling like it just, won't move. Like it's just it was definitely in my power center and it just felt like it
Like in your solar
couldn't,
plexus.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it couldn't move, right? So like right away I was, and of course, those particular medical doctors are looking at me like, okay, you're crazy.
Yeah.
But I could, I knew that my energy centers were blocked. I
Yeah. Yeah.
definitely knew that, even though I didn't at that time really know too much. I knew about the chakras, but I didn't know, what it felt like to have everything moving in the right way. And for me, I was really great at giving, but not good at receiving at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
So, when you
Isn't that
said that,
funny?
the
Yeah.
heart, I thought I loved myself, but when I was
Yeah.
knocked on my butt, I understood what it really meant to
Yeah.
love yourself. Um, so, I'm so excited that more and more of mainstream and more people are beginning to understand that, although I don't want to knock traditional medicine or traditional
Yeah.
therapies, but oftentimes in my case, all those pills I was on was
Yeah.
really, I kept getting sicker,
Yeah.
and every time I said I had this pain or that pain, I had like electrical currents going through my whole body, they would just give me another pill,
That's exactly right.
right?
Yeah.
So to know that things are shifting, where yes, if you need to go to the doctors, if you're sick and you're not feeling right, I'm not saying don't go to the doctors, but I'm saying that in the past, people didn't question what the doctors were saying. You must be your own advocate. And when you tap into your body will tell you what's really going on. And your body will tell you if what your doctor is saying is good for you or not. So
Definitely.
be your
Definitely.
own advocate.
Yeah.
And many times, traditional medicine is not the answer. Like in the case of migraines, right? Taking
Yeah.
pills every day for the rest of your life
Yeah.
is not a good thing, right? Because
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
not plant-based
No.
medicine.
Hard on your body, hard on your organs, your liver, your kidneys, all everything that's processing that pill. It takes a toll on those organs. Yeah.
Right. So when you hear those commercials, like, if you have indigestion, take this, but you may break out in hives and you
Yeah.
may, lose the feeling in your right arm, or
Yeah.
you could die,
Yeah. Or you could
but
die. Yeah.
you won't have
Yeah.
indigestion, because it's chemically manufactured.
Yeah.
So, um, if it's not serious, you might, it's nice to see that more and more people are looking for the alternatives, and they're looking for. I have a really great friend, and her son has diabetes, and she uses whole, frequencies and music, and she plays it in the house, and she finds that his levels stay, you know,
Yeah.
not that they don't spike, but they spike less often.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, you know, um, it's nice to see the shift where people are reaching for a hypnotherapist or
Yeah.
a frequency music tape or guided meditation or Reiki or
Yeah.
anything like that first.
Yeah.
And then if they're still not feeling right, okay, then we'll make an appointment to go see the doctor. But it's nice to see the shift.
It is nice. Yeah. I was diagnosed in my early 30s with gout.
Ooh,
You know what gout is? Yeah. I
yes,
don't.
that's
Okay.
painful.
Yeah, it's very painful. I was a horse trainer. I trained horses. I broke horses, and then I was a horseshoer, a farrier. So for a big part of my life, I was revolved around horses, and I developed, and I think it was through the shoeing horses and the physical demand of being a farrier is can be crazy, especially if you're doing a lot of horses a day. And I developed gout, and I went to the doctor, and I got diagnosed. And they first thing they want to do is he said, "Well, you're going to have this the rest of your life." He said, "You're going to have this the rest of your life. There's nothing you can do about it. I need you to take this allopurinol, this pill, the rest of your life. Every day for the rest of your life, you need to take this pill." And and I took it, and of course, I was able to continue doing the habits I did, which was drinking beer at the end of the day, and then eating a steak every day. So you know, gravies, chicken fried steak, and these kind of things, right? A good, healthy, hearty meal. And I'd get a flare up every once in a while, and
Yeah.
that worked. But when I started changing my life, and I started changing the way that I process my foods, and then as my food diet changed, and I started doing things like juicing and putting these high vibratory, these high frequency food energies into my body,
Mhm.
combined with uh, meditation and the healing energies of sound frequency, uh, it has went away for years. And I would have a flare up every once in a while, and I'm not saying that I would never have a flare up of gout, but if I live within my own integrity and I
Mhm.
put into my body what my body is craving, it's not gonna come back. You know?
Yes. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah,
And and a lot of people know of Dr. Emoto's study, right?
yes, yeah,
That's uh and that's such an important thing that I'm very mindful of because, you know, everything that's happening and like yelling, screaming,
yeah.
tension, right? Stress, we take all of that in
Right
to our
into the
body,
cells. Yeah, right into the structure.
right?
Yeah,
So frequency and tone and what you do through your guided meditations and your through everything that you do, th- that can release the traumas and that can, release the stress, not cover it up, but it can actually release the stress from your body.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It causes that energy to go. That
Yeah,
stressful energy leaves the body, and you
right.
feel relaxed and focused, on track, and all
Yeah.
those wonderful feelings that makes it so nice to experience this human existence.
Yeah, so everything that we like, everything you say to yourself, the language you use, the I am statements are so important to how you talk to yourself, how you talk to others. Um, Dr. Emoto, you know, through his experiments, you know, what we say matters.
It matters, and it becomes, and what we say enough becomes our beliefs, and what we believe is going to become our reality. And what was neat about Dr. Moto is that on his experiment, he would write a message to the water before he freezed it, right? And he would write, "I love you,"
Hmm.
and he would send that water loving vibrations, and then he would take the crystals and put under a microscope, and the ones that said "I love you" or "you're beautiful" or "I'm abundant" and all these different messages made all these beautiful crystal patterns, and they were like snowflakes, right? And they looked like these beautiful amazing snowflakes. And then the ones that he put a nasty message to, like "I hate you, I'm going to kill you," things like that, they did not form. The crystals formed ugly pattern. Just did not look like anything like the ones with that. So one thing that you can do for your affirmations, and that I do periodically when I think about it, or for time to time I go through phases where I do it, is that I will take a piece of tape, and on that piece of tape I'll write a message. Uh, you're awesome. You're amazing. I love you. And I write it on a piece of tape, and I tape it to my water bottle, and the water that's in there sits with that. And because I figure if it's going to change the way that the structure of that water for Dr. Emoto's experiment, then surely it's going to change that structure of that water that I'm going to ingest. You know.
And I even stopped watching the news, right? I read the news so that I'm aware, but it has less of an effect on me, right? So, um, and that ties into like how we receive information in our mind.
Yeah.
And um, but everything that we take in, people are beginning to understand that that affects everything.
Affects
It,
everything.
it affects everything. So if you take in goodness and you take in love and you take in laughter and that's why we're called partners at play, right? Because
Right.
the more fun you have, the more awesomeness you create. It's so true. Um, but when you listen to music and you listen to frequencies and your body is at the optimal state. So any stress you take in can be released
You
through
can
what
release that.
you
Yeah.
do,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So if you have a high stress job or you are in a stressful situation, if you incorporate listening to meditations that Jason does, guided meditations, or his sound healing or anything that he does, it's kind of like you're wiping your slate clean for the
Yeah.
next day.
Sounds good. I like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
because it does have that effect. Yeah.
yeah. So, because if we don't release the stress, because it gets trapped in our bodies, in our root chakra, in our power center, um, when we don't release it, it has to manifest some way. It has to
That's
come
the
out
yeah
some way, and oftentimes it's coming out in the form of cancer
yeah
or dis-ease,
disease.
right?
Yeah, yeah. Like I had the gout, the gouty arthritis, and
Yes,
it would manifest as that. My stress and my pain and the abuse I gave my physical body to shoe as many horses in one day as humanly possible. Because
right,
I had to push myself to the absolute limit of my being manifested. Yeah.
right. So, um, So I'm really excited because you're having an event coming up. It's a live
Mhm.
stream. Well, you're doing it live in Texas, but
I am doing it live in Texas.
yes, with three other contributors, three
Yeah.
other healers. And, if you cannot attend in Texas, you're doing a live stream event, which is really exciting
It's called the
because
Wellness Immersion 2018.
yeah,
Yeah.
Wellness Immersion 2018. So people will get to really experience
They will
what,
experience, yeah, a complete energy transformation. And it's like you said, there's four of us, and it's Casey Lanson who is the organizer of this. This is her idea, and she's a Kundalini teacher. She's a yogi, and uh, she's a beautiful person. She teaches you how to to begin becoming aware of your energy centers, where they lie at, come up, and then we take you through a vinyasa, which is an easy yogic expression of movement. And you're going to learn about that in the eight limbs of yoga. My daughter Autumn is participating. She will take you through some health and well-being. She's a health coach. She works with eating disorders mainly. She's had one herself. She overcame it, and she became a certified health coach. And she's done amazing, amazing work with so many people all over the world. She works with so many different people. It's amazing. Yeah,
and she's a partner at Play as well. And I keep up with her. She really is amazing.
yeah,
So you can definitely find Autumn on YouTube.
yeah,
That's her main thing. But if you just want to learn recipe, she gives recipes,
yeah,
health tips. She talks in a very real way about her experience. So
yeah,
yes, definitely Autumn is awesome, and she's going to be part of this as well. So
yeah.
she's going to be making lunch,
She's going
right?
to be making lunch on the live stream and in person, but on the live stream, she's going to actually put out a video for everybody
Mm-hmm.
that shows how to produce this delicious bowl of goodness that she's going to make. And it's going to be, I think it's going to be an acai bowl or something similar, something very super antioxidant and super nutritious. It's going to high vibratory food that's going to, and she's a vegan. So it is going to be vegan. It's not going to have any kind of animal byproducts at all. So it's going to supercharge your energetic system. And
And she's going to send the ingredients when
yes,
people
to
sign
everybody
up,
that signs
right?
up.
So you can have that ready. I'm
Yes.
so excited for
And
this.
a prep video so you can watch how it goes together. And it's going to be simple. But
Yes.
if you sign up for the live stream feed, you're going to have that. And again, Kendra Pennington is going to be doing the yoga. She's amazing too, and a beautiful being. Gosh, man. And then I'll be doing the sound work and the energy healing, and we'll go through a guided visualization. I'm going to take you into 5 years into your future while working tones, and we're going to create what your vision of the future looks like 5 years from now, from the ground up. You know, who are you? How do you walk? How do you talk? All those kind of things. How much abundance is in your bank account? How big is your heart? What does your relationships look like? Where are you living at? And from there, we'll be able to really plant that acorn seed, and and I'll show you how to water it. And if you water it, yeah, that big oak tree will grow out of it. So
And like I know how powerful future visioning is because when I did a future vision and then I was able to bring it closer to my reality. So I took my 5 year vision, and it's actually like I'm almost at my 5 year vision, and it's only been, a year
yeah,
since I did, you know what I mean?
yeah,
So it's
yeah,
like so cool. Um, so yes, I'm really excited. So
yeah.
could you give us like you're going to be doing sound healing as
I will be
well,
doing sound healing. Yeah, yeah,
right? So can you give us a little taste through, what a sound healing is like?
Session. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I can give you a taste, for sure.
Yeah. Like
Uh,
maybe a couple of minutes and
yeah,
just do
just a
your
couple
thing.
minutes. I would ask anybody that would like to participate in this right now, this demonstration, to allow yourself to relax and to ask the mind to still itself. Ask the mind to become still and relax. And if you're sitting in a chair, notice the weight of your body in the chair. Notice the weight of your feet on the floor. And allow your arms to be by your sides on the rest or in your lap, comfortable. Preferably with the thumbs not touching so we can run some energy up and down the channels. And allow yourself to take a nice big deep breath in and let it out through the mouth slowly and effortlessly. Take one more big deep breath in, beautiful breath in, and let it out slowly. And it feels good to relax. When we relax, our muscles relax, our feet relax, our calves relax, our knees and thighs relax, our hips relax, and it feels good to relax. Our lower back relaxes, and our stomach and chest, our upper back relaxes, our shoulders, and even the top of our head relaxes. And of course, our jaw relaxes, and it feels good to relax. And it feels good to breathe in deep. And now, on the screen of your mind, see if you can visualize a cord coming out of the base of your spine, your root chakra. Perhaps a cord of energy. Red energy would be beautiful if you can visualize or imagine red energy. And some people imagine or visualize a cord like an extension cord, and we can plug this cord right into the earth and ground ourselves with that. And just see this in your mind and feel this in your body. Allow your awareness and your attention to go to the base of your spine, the root, and see this area illuminated as a red glowing ball. And breathe in this frequency. Allow this red light to grow and start rotating clockwise. Slowly and steadily, it increases its size. Notice how it feels. Is there any heat? And it feels good and you feel relaxed. Now let's move up a few inches, 4 or 5 inches, to the sacral chakra. The energy right on top of your root. And see this and feel this as a orange light, an orange ball of healing light. About where the belly button is, maybe a little bit below it. And allow this to begin rotating slowly. in counterclockwise motion, and breathe in this frequency. Orange and warm, soothing. Any tension or anxiety dissipates, leaves the body, and just breathe in an orange light and send it straight to that area. Know that you can fully walk in confidence of who you are as a sensual human being, expressive, and feeling totally confident and at peace. And just allow yourself to breathe in that feeling, those good emotions, healing energy, red and orange in the bottom part of your spine. Breathe in the healing tone. And with that, allow yourself to take in one more deep, deep cleansing breath and slowly let it out. And bring your attention back to your feet and feel your feet again on the floor and wiggle your toes. And feel your knees and move your knees. And your hands, you can wiggle your fingers and stretch your arms if that feels good. And slowly begin to open your eyes and
That was really yummy. That's awesome. So that's only a teeny little taste because you're really not set up to do the full healing, but it just felt so good. Yes. Thank you.
yeah, definitely.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. Thanks for the opportunity to share that with you and everybody that listens. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. Yeah.
So when your event is on February 10th,
It's on
and
February 10th.
if they cannot fly to Texas to be a part of it, right? They can join in on the live stream and really have the full experience. So
Yeah.
each
Yeah.
of the four of you are really going to be in your element and really um, show like you're going to give a do the full sound healing. I'm sorry, I'm still a little lightheaded from
Yeah. I forgot what we were talking about.
yeah, this is awesome. So on February 10th, Jason and the three other, his daughter April, Casey,
Autumn. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Autumn. I
Yes.
apologize.
It's
See, I
okay.
am still under the
It's a
influence of
season.
the.
April's the season.
Yes. So
Autumn.
Autumn, Casey,
Yes.
and
Kendra.
Kendra.
Yes.
Um, and you'll all be in your element and doing your craft and teaching, and you'll be doing a sound healing, a future visualization, so they can really experience the fullness of everything. And in that one day experience, they'll just feel this renewed,
Yeah.
refreshed
Definitely.
energy, right? And uh, you know, I know how they're going to feel when the day is done, because, I've had the opportunity to experience what you do. Um, but they can sign up. I'm going to put the link
Cool.
either above this video or below the video, and you can sign up to be a part of the live stream. It's $30,
Mm.
definitely
Yeah.
well worth
Yeah.
the investment. I will definitely be there. Um, I'm excited for Autumn's lunch.
Yeah. It's really gonna be it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be from 11 a.m. Central Time to 2:30 p.m. Central Time. So it's gonna be 3.5 hours. Of course, the lunch will be 30 minutes, and that'll be the break. But the 3 hours is gonna be intensive, and it's gonna be a beautiful, energetic experience. Is what it's gonna be. Anybody that signs up needs to make sure that you have your yoga mat and maybe a blanket and a prop, like a block. Uh,
Okay.
it's going to be easy. There's nothing to be too strenuous, and there's going to be other ways to do things. It'll be explained also, so anybody can participate.
And this is just going to open up all your chakras
Oh yeah,
between all of the teachers. Um, you will just feel open. And when you're open, it's then you can receive, and you'll feel more grounded, more in alignment, more energy. And it's where the magic happens.
oh for sure.
So, and if you sign up for the live stream and you cannot attend live on the day, you'll be have access to the recording. Is that
Definitely, yeah,
correct?
yeah. We'll
Yeah.
definitely be recording, and you will have that, and you'll receive that also.
Yes. So
Way
you can
back in,
have
way
you
back
you
in.
you can experience it every day,
You can
which
expect,
is amazing.
yeah.
Um, so I'm definitely going to take part, and I'm really excited. So what I'm so relaxed
Yeah,
now.
I know. That's the thing is that when you go into that state, and you change you consciously decide to change your brainwave patterns and slow them down. We become calm and centered. And
Yeah.
sometimes if we go very deep, we could become very, very calm, and it takes a minute to come back.
Right. So I think because I do to meditate on a
Yeah,
daily basis, I can go deep very fast.
very fast. Yeah, yeah. That's
Um,
one benefit of meditating is that you learn to get into that meditative state quickly and easily and often very deeply.
yes. And having the ability to quiet your mind at any time,
Yeah.
it just opens up everything to receive that inner wisdom, that inner guidance. And what we do isn't um, special,
Yeah.
right? Because everybody has the ability to do what we do, but because we're able to silence our mind, we're able to receive that inspiration, we're able to receive that guidance within, and it's all about connecting within. So, so
That's very
regard.
true. Very true. I'll say, Patanjali was like a yoga guru,
Mhm.
way back in the very beginning of yoga. And he would say that it's not how long you meditate for, but how deeply you're able to meditate. And when you can go into that space in a matter of seconds or even a few minutes, and you can deeply go into a place where you completely quiet and still the mind, it can is such a life changer to dealing with stress and high pressure situations. So if you're in an environment where a work environment where there's a lot of stress or a lot of pressure and there's conflict or something crazy going on, you can step back just for a minute. You have the ability to close the eyes or still the mind that deeply, and you come back,
Right.
change,
And this is
change
this is
everything.
all this is all I have to do now, and then
Yeah,
I'm there, right?
it's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it really is. So, um, and when I was bedridden and in a lot of pain, I would try to do meditation on my own, but it was very difficult. So I began with guided meditation
Yeah.
because when you can just tune out and listen to somebody else's voice and receive all those benefits, and that's how I began. That's how I practiced, you know, um, and then I was able to do it on my own. So
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
suggest that you connect and uh, where can they connect with you? Like you have a website, authenticmeditations.com,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you do have
Facebook page. Facebook page.
right. But on your website, let's talk about that first. On
Okay.
your website, you have already created meditations, but
Yeah.
also, for anybody that has something specific that they're wanting to work on for themselves, for their family, or for their client, you can create something special for them as well, so that it is made,
Yeah. Yeah.
made for you, authentic meditations that
Yeah.
Jason creates. So you can find out all about that, and if you're not sure what it is that you're wanting, you can set up a consultation with Jason and
Yeah.
he can help you. You also do hypnotherapy, and they can schedule their sessions there
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
And hypnotherapy um, is just going into a very relaxed state where where the subconscious, right? Because,
Yeah.
could you
Exactly.
explain a little bit
It's the
about what?
same. It works the same as the guided meditation, basically, and is that I combine the hypnotherapy so with the more of the guided visualization, and then the sound work, the sound healing, the energy healing, and I guide you into a place to where we can have access to the subconscious mind and give it new affirmations and suggestions that really begin changing your behavioral problems or patterns. So, I work on everything from smoking to eating disorders and uh, esteem,
Anxiety.
confidence, anxiety, for specifics like that. And yeah, usually it's a 6 week. I like to work in 6 sessions,
Hmm.
really go through and get everything. And I'm very affordable. And yeah, so
Yeah, you are amazing. So, I 110% endorse Jason. I believe in everything that he does, and I've gotten to know him pretty darn well
yeah,
over the last few
appreciate that.
years. And you know, all his stuff is just amazing. So I'm going to be on the live stream. I hope you're going to be on the live stream. It'll be the best $30 you ever spend in your life.
Yeah,
And, you know, and then you can take the recording and listen to it uh, every day if it serves you, as well as get to know each professional, right? You can get to know Jason. You can experience Jason for what he really does. What he did here was a little example of the amazing ability he has, and then you can experience everyone, and and if it's a good fit, and then you can work with them further. I think it's
yeah, yeah,
amazing.
definitely.
Um, so you also have a Facebook page.
Yes, yeah.
Do you want to?
It's Authentic Meditations. I'm not sure what the URL or the ad is on it. I can't remember, but it is Authentic Meditations. So,
Okay. And if they wanted to email you for more information, should they go through the website, or can they just?
website or Jason David at authenticmeditations.com. Jason.
Okay.
Yes.
Jason David.
Jason David. Jason David, get over here.
That's how I chose my kids' names. I'm like, I yelled them. I'm like, oh, that sounds good. Jessica Nicole.
Yeah, yeah.
um, so, yeah, so is there anything else that we didn't talk about? I really wanted to, uh, I just enjoyed our time together so much. But is there anything that you wanted to share that we didn't have an opportunity to, or anything that you want to add before we wrap up?
Well, I don't know. Just love yourself as who you are and where you are in life. Accept yourself, uh, and be kind to yourself, and believe in yourself, and know that you can do, have, or be anything or whatever it is that you'd like to be in your life. And as a result of doing that, of course, it will just magnify out to everybody that you come in contact with. All your relationships will change and heal, and it's amazing. So give yourself that gift. That's all I have to add, Susan. That's
Yes,
it.
and we have a
Yeah.
collaboration that's going to be happening down the line too, and so I'm really excited for that in March. Um, but
Yes, it's going to be huge.
yes, that's going to be so huge. I'm really excited. Um, and that's all I'm going to say about that right now. But what I want to just bring, just to remind people. So if you're in a space in your life and you're just not feeling happy or fulfilled, or what you're doing is bringing you joy, or maybe you're feeling sad or anxious, it's just you cannot get your experience wrong. You are not wrong. So, like Jason said, love yourself. Take time to look at yourself in the mirror and to say, I love you. And I know you're doing the best you can, right? We don't, as humans, we're so busy that we don't take time to celebrate ourselves,
Yeah, very
right?
true. Very
So,
true.
focus more, switch your focus onto the things that you do right.
Yes.
And when you can put your energy there, the things that aren't going so well um, don't seem so big,
Yeah, not at
right?
all. They just, yeah, yeah, because they're, usually not that big of a deal,
Right. They feel big, and
Yeah,
we breathe energy to make them even
yeah.
bigger, right? Um,
And if
but
they are big, we can focus on the solution instead of focusing on the problem. And that's what's beautiful is the things that are minor that we blow up, they dissipate, and the things that aren't so minor that we do have big stuff happen in our lives, and everybody does,
mhm,
that we're able to take our focus off of the problem and onto
right,
the solution. And once the focus is onto the solution, that heaviness, that weight, it dissipates as well. And you may
right,
find that you're actually enjoying the solution. And,
right.
yeah,
And when you can just, you know, when you're not feeling right, when you're not feeling joy, it just means that you're out of alignment with
yeah,
your truth, right? With your purpose, with who you're meant to be, right? You're not wrong. There's you know perception is everything. But we're all meant to be different. We're all meant to stand out. We're not born to fit in. You
yeah,
are perfect and amazing and whole and complete just how you are. It's just that you're having perhaps a little bit of difficulty navigating this human experience. And that's where coaches and healers can really help you become more in alignment with your desires, with your purpose, with what fills you up, and really help you see your own beauty within.
yeah.
And that's why we do what we do, right?
That is why. That is why.
Yeah. So there's nothing wrong with you. You cannot get this experience wrong. It's your experience, right? But you can shift it. You can shift it so that it's more in alignment with who you are, more in alignment with what you want. And, you know, just be easy with yourself. Be easy with yourself. Speak kindly to yourself because who you are is amazing. That's all I've got.
Beautiful.
So, thank you so much, Jason, for sharing your heart, your wisdom, your guidance, and your gifts with us. And I look forward to the next time.
Oh, definitely. Thank you, Susan, for having me, and I appreciate you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate you too, as well. And I'm excited because every time I talk to Jason, I hang up and then new things, new ideas, and new insights come. So I'm really excited. But thank you so much for showing up, whether you're watching this, um, wherever you are in the world. I love you. I send you so much love and thank you and many,
Thank
many blessings.
you. Namaste.
Namaste.